Round 3 is a go. Currently 2-0 with the supposed best deck in the format. And so far, it appears to be the best deck. And our hand is great. We have a good mix of stuff. Man is perfect. We have removal and anticipates. Appears to be playing a mirror match. And we're going to try and deck him. That's the best plan, I think. So we got to be careful with how aggressive we start trying to draw cards and whatnot. But yeah, we got to settle in for a long game here probably. Swamp, it's not great, but we do play draw go a lot here. I have a foul tongue and anticipate and dig to like find answers if necessary. So I think I'm fine just playing draw go here for a minute. Oh, that's an ugly swamp. Ugly swamp. No need to cast anticipate, I think, because I don't really know what I'm looking for. And we could just start jamming dragons if we wanted to, because we're not really scared of any recourse. The flip side of that coin is that he could use a card that he might otherwise be discarding on a future turn. So, like, if he edicts me, but then, like, draws up to 7 and doesn't have to discard, that kind of stinks. But we might also be discarding at some points. So, I think I just want to jam this dragon and test the waters here. And no matter what he plays, you know, we can foul tongue it. So yeah, there's nothing too scary he can really do. If he like foul tongues this, untaps, plays his own Ojutai, we have to foul tongue it, and then he plays another one, and then we only have 3 mana, so we can't anticipate into a counterspell. We would have to find a foul tongue, but he also might just not be able to attack for fear of any removal spell. So I still don't think it's the worst. And yeah, he doesn't have a land, so maybe we just wasted the Ojutai, but we did get a Scorn out of his hand, which is a good card. So he hit a land drop, so he doesn't have to discard. And I think we just keep playing this game here. Do we want this land? I suppose. I mean, I want to play draw go. It's fine. And he's discarding. So step 1, ultimate price down. Not really a big deal since it doesn't really kill anything, but and now, yeah, gotta get those bad cards out of his hand first. Stop drawing lands. So this game is a lot of fun, just Magic in general. And I think we're just going to anticipate into a land or a counterspell here. Thoughtseize is good. I think we just want a land, though. I'm not too worried about what our opponent can do. And we hit a dissolve for our draw step, so that's good. Scorn on top, that's certainly worth keeping. And we're probably going to end up discarding the Bile Blight, which is fine. At some point, I could certainly just run this other Ojutai out there too. But again, I want him to discard the hand size as much as possible. So here comes Anticipate. I'm just going to let that fly. That's fine. Probably going to hit a land, but if he hits a land, I might just play this Ojutai. He Thoughtseizes me. It's not very nice. I don't particularly care about the Thoughtseize, but I also don't really want him to see my hand. Because I'm pretty weak to something like Ugin. If he knows that, that's bad for me. So we'll just pass again. Try and get him to discard again. Or at least make a move. He hits a land. Keep it on top. He did keep it on top, so presumably a land. And rather than discarding, we will play Ojutai. So he's down a Thoughtseize and 2 counterspells. We're down a counterspell. So our Ojutai's trading for these counterspells is actually pretty huge. And I might just start havening back Ojutai's. That seems reasonable to me. And we just take a point of damage to keep the Haven open because we might want to replay it again. Damage, not particularly relevant. So Ojutai's in. We're going to put this Anticipate on the bottom because it takes a card out of our deck, so that's not actually great. And Ojutai resolves, which is interesting. Probably going to get tongued. Or he's going to try and dig. That's also fine. It's possible that we might be in a spot where we can actually fight over something like a Crux. If that's all our opponent has. He's just shipping. So now, what I actually want... Oh, this is an upkeep effect? What is happening? Another dig? Oh, Foul Tongue? So do I want to fight over this? I have 2 counterspells and a dig. He can potentially play 3 more spells. So 2 Scorns and another Foul Tongue or Dissolve. And if that's the case, he's going to win that fight, which is not good for us. Upkeeping this is very smart. And yeah. I'm not going to bother with this. This is a ridiculous fight. Ultimate price, get out of here. So 3 for Haven, 5 for Ojutai. We'd have 5 mana left over, but we'd have to crack some fetches. So I'm in no rush. And I want to keep the Silumgar for any potential Ugin shenanigans. Plus, I have 2 Scorns. But I will definitely Haven back this Ojutai end of turn. So right now we're up on cards. We have 4 answers to his things, plus a Silumgar. Yeah, looks like he's digging again, which is fine. So we're currently winning the race on cards in library, which is great. And we have a bunch of answers for whatever he can potentially do. We also have an Ojutai in play, which is certainly something. So he has to react to us. And, yeah. I don't know. I think this is kind of going according to plan. Like, since he dug twice, we can dig once if we so choose. So he's going to Crux, and again, I could fight over this, but he has 8 mana, so I'm not really going to bother. There's too many things he could have, and I'm not too worried about trying to fight over this stuff. I do think that I should be on the decking plan. Plays his own Ojutai. Now might be time to pounce, because he only has 3 mana left. Do I even care about revealing a dragon? I mean, Showing him Silumgar is certainly something, but it's also not the end of the world. Like, maybe I can set it up so, you know, his Ugin's about to ultimate or something, and maybe I can get far ahead by doing that, but I don't think so. Alright. So we're going to discard, so we'll just run out this Silumgar. Little beater. And yeah, I could just discard the Bile Blight, but Bile Blight can actually potentially do something. If I end up with a low hand size, but 2 Bile Blights versus his Ojutai, like my 2 cards that are otherwise blank might actually trade for his real card. So he's digging again. So he's just going off, basically. He's super low on cards. And of course, it's possible that he might be able to force something through, but you know, if I have to, I can also dig through time twice to try and find, you know, downfalls to answer things like Ugin and whatnot. So it's really not the end of the world. And he's just going to Crux away our dragon again, which is fine. And I think I'm going to fire off this first dig here and try and get a Thoughtseize or something. Maybe another land drop. Just as long as I stay mindful of, you know, how many cards he has in his deck. So we're going to put both our digs on the bottom and the other Scorn, which is important to note. And then we're going to Thoughtseize, see what he's working with, and hopefully our Thoughtseize just trades with any relevant card. That's all I really want. Like, if it gets a counterspell, that's great. Okay. So we're going to Scorn back so we don't have to discard again. Presumably, after digging a bunch of times, he's going to have a relevant card. So hopefully that's the case, but we'll see. He's going to Scorn again, revealing Ojutai. So I have a Foul Tongue and a Dragon Lord to trade with his Ojutai, but he also has a Haven. So it might be worth it to Scorn back and actually get his thing. Get his Ojutai. I mean, maybe he has something better too. Maybe he has an Ugin or whatever. So he's gone through 3 Scorns and a Dissolve and a Thoughtseize. Did seem like a little apprehensive to actually use this Scorn. But I don't know, maybe this Scorn might be bad. I was fine. I was super fine with the first one. I thought that one was actually going to matter. This one might have been aggressive, and yeah, he just has a bunch of dragons. So he has Ojutai and Drifting Death. So my last Scorn trade with an Ojutai, which is not great. I basically want to trade them with other counterspells. So here is the Drifting Death. And I could just play out Silumgar to block this thing, make him find a removal spell for it. But that could, like, if he does kill it, then my Scorn might be dead. But and we also have to be wary of our time, and it's tough to play quickly while also trying to talk and articulate my points, but we're gonna try and play fast here. We drew a Crux. That's kind of unfortunate. I would much rather use the Crux to kill a Silumgar than, you know, the alternative. Alright, land is cool. He's got a bunch of Havens. Wonder if he knows he's gonna get decked. We have a Thoughtseize, so sure, I'll Thoughtseize. I'll get your other Ojutai or whatever you drew. Ugin, that's a good one to get rid of. Anticipate Ojutai. So it is strange for him to, like, not play Ugin and not play Anticipate. So he might be aware of the fact that I am trying to deck him at this point. So Ojutai, Anticipate, and what was the other one? Island? Yeah. And he's going to Foul Tongue me. That's actually great because That allows me to crux away the Silumgar. And now we have a hand of 3 counterspells against his 2 Havens for Ugins. We also have not drawn a downfall yet. Alright, hit another land drop. Cool. Have yet to have to discard this game, which is great. He's used 2 Foul Tongues and 2 Cruxes. And he's going to get back Ugin. So now you might see some fireworks. Anticipate. Great. So he's currently down 5 cards. This is a dig through time. That is also fine. You only have so many relevant cards in your deck. So 1 Ojutai, 1 Drifting Death. Oh yeah, I forgot that my Scorn is dead. That's bad. Ojutai. So I have 1 Ojutai left, so that's not good. So I might have to fire off this dig. He dissolves back. And we don't actually find it. So now we have 2 downfalls. So that covers Ugin for now. I have 20 cards to his 15, so I can anticipate that is acceptable. And we find nothing. Don't remember if I put that Ojutai on the bottom or not. Both my Havens are gone. So maybe this was some poor management on my end. Maybe I should have foul-tongued the Drifting Death earlier. And then he could have played Ojutai, and then maybe I have to sit. So dissolve, Scorn, 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 dissolve. So he has 1 Scorn left. So Ugin is in the building. He's going to go upstairs. I'm going to downfall this thing. And there's the Ojutai. But it's too late because he's going to get to rebuy his Ugin. So that is bad. And both my downfalls are gone. I should not have downfalled. I should have waited until I actually found Ojutai. That was really bad. No, I think I'm actually going to lose this game. If he actually just goes for Ugin again. I had a good plan, and I just mismanaged it all to hell. I should not have downfalled right there. Yeah, if I just waited a turn, I had this on lock, I think. Okie doke. Now I'm dead. It's really unfortunate. Unfortunate, of course, in that I lack brain cells. So I don't know what I can do now, since all my downfalls are gone. Just using that downfall was so bad. Yeah, so we have a bunch of air in our deck. Oh, that was so bad. My plan was so good. I just blew it. Just straight chucked it. Oh, man. Why am I so dumb? Need to save one of those dragons. Lesson learned. Have a plan, but actually follow through. How many foul tongues do I need? So mistakes that were made. I should have foul tongued the Drifting Death. He was smart enough to save a dragon the entire time, so he knew that much. I forgot about that basically. So I should have foul tongued the Drifting Death instead of played Silumgar. He wouldn't have been able to play his dragon, so I wouldn't have had to play my dragon. Then I still have 2 counter spells, and then he's like super dead. Also, if I don't downfall the Ugin until I find Ojutai, that's also fine, because then I have 2 counter spells. Yeah. That was bad. I think my plan was good, just failed on execution. So, post-board games are a little different. You can actually get ahead enough, especially me, since I have 6 discard spells. So I can cut a Silumgar and a Foul Tongue, and I can actually afford to just like start casting things like Dig Through Time. So this game should be a little more interesting, I suppose. That game was just a punt, straight up. The decking plan was going to work, though, and I wanted to deck him from turn 1. From turn 0, even. Well, not turn 0, because I didn't know what he's playing. Turn 1. Since turn 1. I think we've had some pretty good matches so far. So that's good. He's taking a minute to sideboard. I also like drawing first in the post-board games. I don't know if that's correct or not, but... I would also probably draw first if I knew my opponent was playing blue-black, but... You guys saw that, you know, the cards just don't actually matter. We have 6 lands. We don't need that temple. And actually kind of want some action. Yeah, I'll just play islands. I don't think there's anything he could have, but it's better to just not lose to something like Ashiok or Grind Clock or whatever. Some weirdo card that they decided they wanted to board in. That is my white source, but I'm over it. I don't think I'm casting Ojutai anytime soon, really. White source anyway. Top that Duress. Not in a hurry to fire off that Duress. I will want to take a Prerogative at some point, but if he ends up casting a Prerogative when he has like 7 cards, I just don't care, because he's going to have to discard a bunch of them. So, basically want to save it for when I hit Prerogative, untap, and then just hit him with a bunch of discard, like I said in the deck tech. So, hopefully we can make that happen. And our hand is developed quite nicely. We have a lot of stuff going on. We have an Anticipate, which is nice. Not sure if we want a land or a Prerogative. Thoughtseize could end up being pretty good here. So we'll just take that. Maybe we don't actually care about hitting our land drop because we just want to use a couple discard spells. And then try and resolve our Dig Through Time. So these 3 cards on the end here are pretty dead. What is this? Prerogative or Dig? Okay, that's bad. Get the old notepad open. Oh, and he's still going to counter it. Interesting. That's fine. And then I will Thoughtseize. So Thoughtseize, Downfall, 2 Ojutai. Yeah, I can't type. Swamp, Delta, Strand, Haven. So if I take Thoughtseize and play Ojutai, he basically has no recourse. So I'll take this moment to get my guy in play. He kind of has to play his, and then I have to defend against his Hero's Downfall while also finding a Foul Tongue, probably. But if that happens, we're golden. I don't know what land he played. I think it was a Delta. I played a Haven. So 1 Ojutai, no Thoughtseize, no Haven. Should I anticipate now? Yeah, I think so. Mono lands, cool. I don't think that temple was there before. Nope. A lot of Thoughtseizes. That's good. We'll take Foul Tongue, Thoughtseize. Don't want that to resolve because we want to take his Downfall. And then Foul Tongue. Hit him with the Ojutai. Pick up a Scorn. And finish off the turn with a Scry. Into a Stroke. That's probably good enough. And then what land did he play? Play a Delta. Oh no! He drew a Scorn. So he has 2 lands left in hand. We could just run out Dragon Lord and start clocking him with that, maybe. And then just let our Ojutai stare at each other. Until I draw an Edict, of course. And then we'll get another Ojutai hit in. But with me having Downfall and 2 counter spells, if I establish a clock and I have this stuff over him, then that's pretty good. So. But I don't want to trade Ojutais because then he can just Haven back his and play it. So need to hit him with this 3/5 Flying Death Touch guy. Drifting Death, that can go for sure. There we go. Now we can spiral out of here. Could see a concession. Because he might want all the time in the world to play game 3, but... So he played a Prerogative, I played a Dig, and I still ended up getting pretty far ahead, but I think, you know, he just got pretty flooded, so... Wish I would have won that game 1. Too stupid. Alright, so I'm up by about a minute going into game 3. And that game worked out well. This card was pretty nice. Don't need a ton of Silumgars. Ugin seems not great, especially since he kept in downfall, and I can work around that with Ojutai, so... Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have submitted so I could take a stretch. Now the interesting part will be if he plays or draws, because I chose to draw. And if he chooses to play, he is saying that that I'm incorrect, and he chose to play first. So it looks like we're both gonna mulligan here. My hand is fine. His hand is fine. Top that delta. And we have a ton of card drawing, so we just need land drops. And for him to not get super aggressive. Ah! Oof. Almost get my turn. That would have been awkward. He would have gotten to play and draw first, which would have probably been pretty good. And I think now, since we have enough lands, we're probably going to anticipate here. Would be nice to pick up a discard spell or a card drawer. Discard spells, or not card drawer, counter spell. And we get both, actually, so pretty cool. And we're just looking to set up a pretty quick dig through time to try and pull ahead. And he has Dig, Pearl Lake, Downfall, Foul Song. Dig, Foul Song, Downfall. I really need to get a second monitor so you guys don't have to see this, but Pearl Lake seems kind of far off, I think. Maybe it's coming quicker than I think. Oh, I can't even take it with the rest. Never mind. Not a Thoughtseize. Take his dig. I can't ever tell what land they played. Oh, we picked up another dig. That's not good. Excuse me. I'm not too scared of anything. Hopefully he doesn't jam Ojutai somehow. Even though it didn't appear to have any white mana. Oh no. Where'd that come from? And there's the white. Okay. Oh, this is going poorly now, I think. Because he can Pearl Lake me next turn. I definitely needed to dig to like get up to Prerogative to find a removal spell. Okay, so he bricked. That's great. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Give me that Pearl Lake. Get out of here. I think it's worth it to trade there because he's probably going to take Scorn anyway and then get to see my hand. And if he counters back, my hand is all the same card, so it doesn't really matter. So Downfall, Foul Tongue. That's all I need to remember. He's going to dig of his own. Okay, so he's drawn pretty well. That's okay, though. I think since we got rid of that Pearl Lake, things are much safer because we can actually deal with the stuff that he's presenting, so... if he digs into like land and Ugin, we kind of have to respect that if he actually plays a land this turn. Did not play a land. So I should have dug before I played that temple. I'm just trying to play quickly. Okay, Thoughtseize is fine. Probably take Prerogative, yep. And I'm fine just naturally drawing there because it's a Foul Tongue, which is a card I might want to take off dig anyway. And now, since I'm kind of pigeonholed into casting my 2 digs, I don't want to like over delve and not be able to play the second one cheaply. So it's like a combination of things. So he has a Downfall of Foul Tongue and 2 cards that I do not know about. And he's trying to keep my card drawing pinned down, which is understandable. But now we're going to try and punch a hole because we got lucky and drew duress. So a lot of top decks back and forth. It's been pretty fun. And if he has another counterspell and wants to stop this, that's fine with me. Ooh. Oh, he could have fired that off, too, by sacking his Delta. That's weird. I almost certainly would have done that if I were in his spot. I think I should do mine now, though. 3, 6, 7. Can't Ugin me. I have a Foul Tongue for any dragons. I can't stop a Pearl Lake anyway if he has another one. So now we can just start jamming Ojutais, I think. Ojutai Haven. Otherwise, I could take Anticipate. That might be better to take Anticipate in Haven. Because he does have 2 removal spells that I have to clear through. So what I really want to do is find another card drawer so I can actually put this game away. Like, get super far ahead. Okay, that's fine. Alright, that's another card drawer. Maybe I shouldn't cast this now. I should try and wait to see if there's something I actually want. But, you know, Counterspell is definitely a pretty easy selection. So I have 3 good spells to his 2 removal spells and a draw step. So, pretty big favorite here, I think. He has another Haven. Okay, that's a thing. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he should just cash it in now and try and hope that I'm, like, running low on stuff to actually deal with this thing. What is wrong with this dog? I have no idea. She's very angry. So I could... He's down to 7, so he can't Ugin me. Okay. So I can just play this. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. This is a new computer. I don't know how to get back. Okay, there we go. Wasting valuable seconds. Edict me. Draws a land. And we drew a prerogative. Jeez. Okay, then. I can fire with that off main, but I don't want to get Ugined, potentially. So we're just going to dig instead. Thoughtseize counterspell. Look good. I do have to stick a threat at some point, actually, so... Three, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so... I'm mana short of being able to prerogative and... dissolve. So I think I'm just going to return Ojutai and then Thoughtseize him, then play an uncounterable prerogative. And try to grind his hand down to the point where I can actually win with this Ojutai. So, Downfall and... What is the mystery card? Dissolve. Well, yeah, that's fine. He gets a scry out of the deal. I could trade my Dissolve for his Downfall, but I'd rather just cast Prerogative this turn. I can probably find a discard spell, but also I can just dissolve his downfall, which is basically the same thing, except he gets a scry. So I'm going to use my mana better in this situation by doing this way. And I'll just play the Delta so my dissolve doesn't get scorned. I don't think it matters all that much. And hopefully this actually leads to me connecting. Because if not, things are going to be awkward. Okay, so connected. Probably just going to take Thoughts. Well, I could take Ojutai now as a backup. Because I'm pretty sure he has like nothing left. I don't know what he could have, but would not have played. Unless it's like Ugin or something, and he was trying to bait out my counterspell with that dissolve. But he's scoring. Okay, cool. So me playing around that was actually good, even though it didn't actually matter. Alright, Stroke should pretty much lock that up, because I can dissolve his next card and then Stroke whatever. Interesting games. Pearl Lake is certainly a threat, though. Discard a Foul Tongue, doesn't really matter. Alright, 3-0. Played against Sidisi, so Sultai Whip, Abzan, and the Mirror Match. So pretty good sampling of things so far. Mono Red has obviously not shown up quite yet, but I do think that matchup's pretty good. But yeah, this deck is pretty great. I hope you guys are enjoying this so far.